who gets left off of the roster or the recruiting process if the Palmetto 5 is completely taken 1 through 5?
It depends on where you are in the cycle, I think. The easy name is Malik Curtis from Bishop Verot, just because he's one of the further away kids. And, Miami recruited him at defensive back, but Lord Jesus, I still think that he needs to play offense with that kind of speed and what we're trying to do. I said it from the first moment I saw his video. I really, really, really think that he could be a space player in this offense and really do numbers. I would think maybe he's a guy that you would revisit if you're taking all 5 Palmetto kids. But then again, right now with 5 spots open, we could take all 5 and then forego taking a quarterback, which is recruiting rule number 1, which I hate to do, especially with, you're going to lose 3 quarterbacks in the next 2 years. You have De'Aaron King, who only has 1 year, N'Kosi Perry and Tate Martell. They're eligible for next year as well, but then they're gone. So of the 5, 6 that you have, you're losing 3 of them. Peyton Matoka will probably transfer because he's probably not going to play here. So you're losing 4 of your 6 guys, or 4 of your 5 guys in the next 2 years, we'll call it. So going without a quarterback in this class is not a thing that I really want to do. Also, in terms of if we just want to chase down a transfer for next year and transfer and a transfer and a transfer, I love the fact that we got De'Aaron King for this year, but we're not Oklahoma in terms of offense. You know what I mean? We're not going to get a Heisman Trophy winner, number 1 draft pick, and then another Heisman Trophy number 1 draft pick, and then a Heisman Trophy finalist with 40 games, 30-something game starting experience at Alabama to come in, and he ends up being a draft pick. You're not going to, at least where I sit right now, I don't see that for Miami, especially because if those kind of guys come on the transfer market, they're going to look to go to Oklahoma. So for me, taking all 5 Palmetto kids and not taking a quarterback would be a tough pill to swallow, just because quarterback is its own position where you really got to have a guy. So you could see, I gave a name, so I'm not going to shy away from it, but maybe a Malik Curtis, maybe another commit or 2 off the list. Maybe foregoing a quarterback if, again, those 5 were to commit, or those other 4. Well, technically, let me think about it now. If we have Savion Collins committed, so he's in the group already, and then there's 4 other ones, technically there would still be a spot open. So technically, as we sit here right now, you wouldn't have to drop anybody. You wouldn't have to forego taking a quarterback because you're only adding 4 of the Palmetto 5 since you already have 1 of them committed, and then you have 1 open slot left. So, yeah. And this is what happens when you ask me questions and we do it live. It takes me a second to think through everything. But, hey, that's true. So, yeah, you could pick a commit and maybe, have them go elsewhere. I feel bad that I called that kid's name out now, but whatever. Or you could go without a quarterback or, anything like that. But, in terms of, otherwise, maybe a Thomas Davis, outside linebacker DN from Georgia, who's thinking about committing somewhere soon. If you get all 5 or the 4 remaining Palmetto kids, including, a Leonard Taylor at defensive tackle, you keep Savion Collins at defensive tackle. Maybe he's a guy, and you already have Jabari Ishmael. And I saw somebody earlier who said he doesn't count as a commit. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I know that his father works at Miami, but he was thinking about going to Oregon as well. So I'm not going to say that, he doesn't fit or he doesn't count or anything like that. Yes, he does. He's his own person. Yes, he absolutely counts. But maybe, you say Thomas Davis, sorry, but the boat's full. Maybe one of these other guys that you're chasing. And because there are other guys that are not at Palmetto or elsewhere in South Florida that you're chasing. Maybe you tell one of them or 2 of them, appreciate it and everything, but just the way the class came together, we really like what we have. And, we're going to have to, go in a different direction and just, with the guys that we have and everything. And so, going a different way, something like that. So, there's multiple ways to look at it, but then you got to consider, if anybody also wants out of the boat. If any of the commits who are in the class right now decide, hey, maybe I would like to actually evaluate going somewhere else or, take this opportunity to accept a scholarship offer elsewhere. and that would obviously reshuffle the board and things like that, and things could be malleable in that kind of a way as well. But yeah, as we sit here right now, I mean, like, so I gave you 5 minutes talking through it, so something like that.